What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be discussing which survivors to level up first and why. In this video, we're going to be focusing on which survivors have the best perks in relation to leveling up faster, as well as the strongest perks in the game while you climb up in the ranks. To help you with this, I've created this easy to follow chart, as well as the color coding which perks should take priority, which perks are going to be great secondary perks, and which perks and survivors can wait until later in the leveling process until you pick them up. So without further ado, let's start with David. We have him up in the top left. He's the first survivor I recommend playing and leveling up because by level 5, you're going to have one incredibly strong perk that's going to be meta all the way from rank 20 to rank 1, and the best perk for a survivor to gain blood points to fly through the leveling process. To start off, we're going to go with the one that provides the most blood points, and that is We're Going to Live Forever. It's an essential perk starting out because it is going to catapult your blood point earnings, allowing you to level up more survivors faster and gaining essential perks that are going to make your experience playing the game as a survivor better. Each time you perform a safe hook rescue or take a protection hit for a survivor, you gain a stackable 25% bonus to all blood point gains, to a maximum of 50, 75, and 100 depending on which tier it is. A protection hit is when you take a hit in the area of an injured survivor. It can be gained by taking hits while unhooking a survivor. So if you take a hit near a survivor that's hooked, then unhook them, then take another hit to ensure that that survivor escapes, you can get 3 stacks in one single go, increasing your game's total blood points by 75% in a matter of seconds. It's a great perk to earn those blood points. The next one is Dead Hard. If you ever watch any killer streamer or video, you will notice that Dead Hard is incredibly useful. Dead Hard is one of the most used perks among high-ranked survivors that might take some time to get used to, but it is a perk that allows you to escape a lot of situations which otherwise would be unwinnable by a survivor. While injured and sprinting, if you hit the active ability button, you will dash forward, avoiding all damage during the dash. It is a perk that allows you to gain extra distance to reach a pallet or a window vault, or to dodge a hit just to reach a pallet. All right, next we're going to go with Bill. He is the second survivor I suggest you level up because he has 2 amazing perks that can massively affect the game, as well as working well with the perks that you acquired from David. Borrowed Time is after unhooking a survivor within the killer's terror radius for 15 seconds, any damage they take will put that would put them in a dying state is now going to apply a deep wound status effect. The survivor has 10, 15, or 20 seconds to mend themselves after taking that hit and being going into the mending state. This will allow you safe unhooks of your teammates that will pair with We're Gonna Live Forever. Next, we have Unbreakable, which allows you to recover out of the dying state once per game, while also increasing the speed of recovery by 25, 30, or 35%. If a killer spots multiple people in a single area, one of the greatest ways to apply pressure is to slug the survivor and move on to the next survivor. This takes 2 people off generators, the one that's slugged and the one that is currently being chased, and then a third survivor has to get off the generator to pick up the slugged survivor. So with Unbreakable, you are able to pick yourself back up, which means you can now jump on an objective, a generator, a totem, anything like that. One survivor doesn't have to get off a generator to come pick you up. And then instead of 3 people being off of objectives, you can have 3 people on an objective. It's massive in swinging the state of a game towards the survivor side. All right, Meg is the third survivor that I think you should put points into. She has 2 great perks and 1 pretty useful perk, in fact. You have Adrenaline, which is the best late game perk for survivors. Once all 5 generators are completed in a trial, you gain 1 health state and sprint at 150% movement speed for 5 seconds. It's incredibly useful. If you're injured and in a chase, when the generators are completed, that can be the single reason you escape a trial instead of die. Sprint Burst is the second perk. It allows you to sprint at 150% movement speed for 3 seconds. This will allow you to run off quickly if you get caught in a bad position, or make it to a pallet or window, which would otherwise you would end up getting hit. It can also extend the distance that a killer has to chase to reach you initially. That distance and the time of the sprint takes the killer an additional 7 seconds to reach you if you are both running in a straight line. This means you can reach a pallet or window, or just take extra time going into a new tile. The perk that is pretty useful is also Quick and Quiet. That's the yellow one under Meg. Quick and Quiet allows you to quickly vault or quickly hide in a locker with 100% reduced audio detection for 30, 25, or 20 seconds. This can allow you to lose a killer due to the lack of audio or visual notification from that fast vault or quickly hiding in a locker when you completed that action. Next, we have Laurie. She has Decisive Strike, which is an amazing perk to ensure that you aren't tunneled out of the game. After being unhooked or unhooking yourself, Decisive Strike will become active and usable for 40, 50, or 60 seconds, depending on its level. While Decisive Strike is active, when grabbed by the killer, you get a skill check. If you succeed this skill check, you will automatically escape the killer's grasp and stun them for 5 seconds. Now, if you fail, you can no longer try this again the next time it happens. So make sure you hit that skill check. Now, we're going to skip over Nancy here, even though she has all of the secondary perks. We're going to go to Jake. Jake has one amazing perk, one really decent perk. Iron Will muffle all the sounds of pain coming from a survivor when they're injured, allowing you to hide from a killer while you are injured, and it makes mind gaming the killer in a loop if you're behind a wall or an object a lot easier. They won't be able to hear your grunts of pain, so they won't know exactly where behind that wall you are or where you're running to. This decent perk is Calm Spirit. Now, this perk will stop you from screaming when you're hit, shocked by a doctor from his static or shock blast, or from the perk Infectious Fright, which causes you to scream if you're in the terror radius and a survivor goes down. It allows you to stay under the radar when you might otherwise be found. Now, the last of the great perks comes on Fang Min, and this is a perk called Live. Live allows you to break out into a sprint anytime you fast vault a window or a pallet, which will allow you to break a chase from a killer and drop their bloodlust. Now, there's a lot of other decent perks out there, but I suggest that you stick with these ones first. All right, guys, if you like this video, you found it useful, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or want anything addressed. And guys, we'll be back with another video helping you become a better survivor or killer. Have a good one.